The human body, we've all got one, and for the most part they act the same. Grow the same, feel the same.
Wait, what?
However, from time to time the human body glitches and does some freaky shit. So let me tell you about my favourite ones. Imagine you've got a really bad toothache, one of those throbbing ones that makes you hate your entire skull. You're rolling around in pain, no dentist in sight, and then suddenly, bang, tooth explodes, loud enough to compete with your granddad's sneezes. This started happening in the 19th century, exploding molars, a medically recorded phenomenon where people's teeth straight up fractured with an audible crack, and this has somehow happened more than once. One of the most famous cases comes from 1817 Pennsylvania. A bedridden man writhing in pain. Doctors were baffled because they were totally out of options. And then one night they just hear a really loud crack. The tooth had actually blown apart into multiple pieces inside his mouth, and immediately after it happened, all his pain went. So what causes this? There are two rather grim theories. First up is gas pressure. When a tooth is infected and starts rotting, bacteria release methane gas and hydrogen sulfide, which becomes like a landfill in your mouth. If it's still tight with nowhere to go, then pressure builds and it's like a mini grenade goes off in your jaw. And then theory 2, 19th century fillings. Back then, dentists were experimenting with whatever metals they could get their hands on, such as tin, lead, or silver. If you chuck two different metals into a wet environment, say like your fucking face, you've got a tiny explosive. This happened often enough that doctors started taking it seriously. It got the name spontaneous dental disintegration, which sounds like something Malfoy should be shouting. In most cases, the pain stopped immediately after the explosion, luckily, and now modern dentistry means this sort of thing almost never happens. Sort of antibiotics, hygiene, and crucially, we don't play mad chemists with metal fillings. Can you see sweat bouncing off me head?
Just the two of us. We can.
Okay, the weird meter gets notched up a couple of cranks on this one. Right now, there are people on this planet walking around with two hearts. And I don't mean, oh, he's got a load of love to give. I mean like two literal beating hearts. Same body, same chest cavity. Control-C, Control-V, his heart. Being born with two hearts is commonly linked to conjoined twins, where there's a partial duplication of the heart. Cardiac duplication syndromes, where the heart itself splits during early growth. Do both hearts work? Weirdly, yeah, in some cases, both hearts are fully functional. They either beat in sync, working as one mega pump, or beat independently like a DJ doing a fucking shit track mix.
Take your pee-pees out and put them in some booty.
How does this happen? It usually kicks off during embryonic development when the body's figuring out where everything goes. Sort of like eyes here, arms there, one heart in the middle, or two if you want. I don't give a shit, I finish in 15 minutes. Does it give you superpowers? Unfortunately not, no. It doesn't double the stamina or the ability to love twice as hard. Still though, the fact that anyone survives this, let alone thrives with a duplicate heart, is mad impressive in my opinion. Woo, it's warm!
Can you hear me?
You're laying in bed, it's nice and quiet, you got your rain and zombie ambience on, and then you hear your eyes scratching around like someone's dragging sandpaper in your cranium.
Get this shit off me!
Superior canal dehiscence syndrome. Inside your ear, you've got these tiny loop canals that help you balance. One of them is called the superior canal. It normally has a bony roof protecting it, but with superior canal dehiscence syndrome, that roof's got a hole in it that's a couple of millimeters wide, and that hole opens the floodgates to body noises you're not meant to hear at all.
Oh, come on, I know you can hear me.
What can be heard? Oh, that's got motion pretty much. Your eyes moving, your heartbeat, your own chewing, breathing, footsteps. One man was documented as saying he could hear his eyes shifting in his dreams. Others report balance issues, nausea, and avoiding loud places because even their own voice echoes.
I think I'm getting the black lung, Bob.
Russia, April 2009. A man called Artyom Sidorkin walked into a hospital, coughing, wheezing, struggling to breathe. Doctors feared it was cancer, but when they opened him up, they found what appeared to be a 5-centimeter pine tree growing inside his lungs.
Oh, shit.
The accepted theory was that Artyom had inhaled a seed, maybe from a pine cone or forest air if he was walking in a forest. That seed then settled into a cavity in his lung, possibly from a previous infection. The conditions inside were warm, moist, low airflow. It mimicked soil just enough that the seed germinated. Some experts argue that the tree wasn't actually growing, and it was in fact a pre-existing one that got inhaled, stuck, and then preserved. However, this is not the only case. A man in Massachusetts reportedly inhaled a pea, which later sprouted in his lung. A bean once grew inside someone's nose. Could this happen to you? Unlikely, but it is possible, I guess. And that's enough to haunt your next dog walk in the woods, innit? It's 25 degrees outside. I would imagine the lights and the computer. I reckon it's about 30 in here.
You might have to send him out to the fucking clinic here, the brain clinic.
This one sounds like it comes from the mouth of a methed up biology teacher. Allergic to water? But unfortunately, it is real. It's an actual medical condition where contact with water causes burning, hive-like skin reactions. It's called aquagenic urticaria, and it's one of the rarest, most baffling conditions on the planet where basically your skin treats water like acid. And sadly, it's not specified to a particular form or temperature of water, so it includes showers, tears, sweat, stubbing your toe and crying, and then the tears give you a rash. It's like your body saying, "You feeling sad? How about getting burned as well?" Why does it happen, you ask? Good question, I say, but science isn't totally sure. The leading theory is when water touches the skin, it somehow triggers the release of histamine, which is the chemical the body normally pumps out during allergic reactions. One woman with the condition said her skin felt like it was on fire if she stayed in the bath for more than 30 seconds. Another said she'd learned to cry dry by bottling it all up because the tears hurt her so much. Is it treatable? Kind of. There's no known cure, but some treatments help manage the symptoms. Barrier creams to try and block the water contact, phototherapy with steroids in some cases, and the old classic, just don't get wet.
Shield your eyes!
Last but not least, one of the most unsettling glitches the human body can whip up for us. Eyeball hair. Hair growing on the eye. The sciencey name for it is limbal dermoid, but please don't let the Latin fool you. It's a biological equivalent of finding a hair in your soup. It just makes me shiver thinking about it. These limbal dermoids are benign growths that appear right on the corneal limbal junction, and these growths can contain hair follicles, sweat glands, oil glands, and sometimes even cartilage or teeth.
Brother,
Our limbal dermoids are congenital, meaning you're born with it. Certain skin cells end up in the wrong place while your face is forming in the womb. Normally the skin cells go off to make your eyelids or your lovely little forehead, but sometimes a few of the dumb fucks lose Google Maps signal and end up parked right on your eyeball, and because they're still doing the job, they try and grow skin and hair. What does it look like? Not fucking great. The growths are slightly raised, yellowish or whitish patches near the edge of the eye, and if the dermoid is particularly well supplied, it'll grow visible hair.
oh, that is disgusting!
And you can't just pluck them, one, because that sounds like torture, and two, because it's embedded into the tissue. You'd be pulling at your actual eyeball. What? It's treatable, but it's tricky. The main option is surgical removal, which involves carefully cutting out the dermoid, reconstructing the surface of the eye, and just hoping the follicles don't return for round two. The surgery is safe, but delicate, because I cannot stress this enough, you're performing landscaping on your fucking eye. This is the worst one for me so far, and this is sort of why I wanted to end on it and sort of throw us the way of the outro in the shed. So I'll see you in the shed. You made it to the shed. Well done. 5 points, Gryffindor. In fact, I bet you're a fucking Hufflepuff, aren't you? It's Saturday morning, 9 AM. I have a busy day today. And by that, I mean I'm going into town to meet my dad. For everyone who's watched all the way to the end, again, thank you. If you did, ignore the squeaking shed door. And lastly, if they're... I'm gonna WD-40 this door. I'll get you some creak a bit. I'm just trying to film my outro, honestly. This door's killing me. Super quickly, because I hate doing stuff like this. But if there's any particular kind of video you want me to make on any particular topic or anything like that, put a comment in and chances are I'll do it. If it's about history, medicine, or the human body, or conspiracy, anything that's interesting, comment it. It'll probably end up in the next video or in the next couple of videos. So, yeah. Okay, have a nice weekend. I'm about to go and have about 8 beers. See ya.